What is going on, everybody? Wholesaling real estate tips and techniques. I'm so excited to be on here, you guys. Here's the deal. Today, I want to talk to you about tonality. You see, my good friend Steve Sims, actually, you can see the notes on my board here. If you don't know Steve Sims, go find that guy. He wrote the book Blue Fishing. He's just a legend. But he actually talked about the three parts of communication. There is body language, tonality, and then, or communication, like written, verbal, and nonverbal, essentially. And he was saying that, 7% of all communication that is caught is done via text, right? Like adhered to. And 38% of all communication is tonality, and 55% is caught in your body language. So if you guys are in a house, your body language is so important, right? Me, you're in this group, virtual wholesaling, right? Like we do everything with tonality because we're doing things on the phone. And if you're not, you should, because you're leaving money on the table by driving to houses, but that's a whole nother conversation. So because we do things virtually, I want to come in here and I want to make some cold calls with you and some follow-up calls for about an hour here and share kind of what my tonality sounds like. So that way you guys have a better understanding of like hard pauses, long pauses, upticks, kind of curiosity ticks, things like that that can actually engage your client, your customer so much better and deeper to the core. You see, there's 5 steps to every conversation. I've been through this before. We warm up, we warm with form. Family, occupation, recreation, motivation. You'll never solve someone's motivation if you don't know what they're for. Then we bridge the gap, and then we ask defeating questions. That defeating question step is probably next to the warming up part and the rapport that you build, probably the most important part of your presentation, because it's not what you say when you ask questions, it's how you're saying it. And so I want to encourage you guys today, because of this COVID crisis, like you have to work your business more virtually than ever before. And if there's anybody that knows how to do that, it's this guy right here. I mean, heck, don't just take my word for it. I've closed over 7,000 transactions in the last 7.5, 8 years. Not myself personally, but my team and I. I've had an average of about 53 closings a month up until about 1.5 years ago. And even still taking 1.5 years off, that hasn't affected those averages very much. So you do the math on that, and that's a whole nother conversation. In the meantime, I've been doing 99.9%, all of those transactions, except for 4 of them, were done virtually and over the phone. That is the power of your tonality. Notice that is the power, right? It gives you an emphasis of your fast tonality. That little uptick, it creates curiosity. You're like, what do you mean, right, Bryce? So we're going to do that. I'm going to walk through some calls. I'm going to dissect a few calls. In the meantime, if you guys are watching from all over, wherever, drop a comment down below. Let me know where you're watching from, and let me know if you're liking this. If you have a question, drop it in the comment section, and I'll get back to those as soon as possible. So what I'd like to do now, I'm going to jump in here, and I'm going to start making some cold calls and doing some follow-ups. But first and foremost, I want to make sure that I jump in here on the live so that way I can work with you guys and not just for you. So let me know how your day is going. Let me know what's going on over there in your world today. I love seeing the interaction, you guys. Let me know who's watching. I just jumped on the live. Love it, love it, love it. Let me know where you're watching from. Boom. Who's on here right now? Looks like I got a couple people. Maybe, oh, that's my guy, Larry. What up, Larry? You know what time it is, bro. About to do some cold calls. We're talking all about tonality today. And yeah, this is gonna be fun. What's up, McLean? I see you, bro. 2 of my homies over here in East Texas. I love it. I love it. I don't know this guy's address, so I'm going to just call them. You know what? I can't even watch the comments because I got to use my phone. So let me get back over here and open these comments up. Gosh darn it. Man, you know, I used to do these cold calls all the time live, and I haven't done it in a while, so I don't remember the organization. So let me just, let me repurpose this real quick. Let me get in the group with you. There we go. There we go. Okay, I see you guys. We got 5 or 6 of you watching. That's exciting. Thank you, McLean. You're in East Texas. Thank you. I appreciate you. Who else is in here with us? Brian. What's up, Brian? Bro, I think I got one of those leads actually to convert to a listing, but I haven't followed up with my agent yet. He just mentioned that on our Monday call, so I'm actually following up with him later in the week. So we'll see what that looks like, and either way, I'll take care of you for that referral, brother. I appreciate you. In the meantime, you guys, make sure you invite some people into this group, because over the next couple of months, you're going to see a lot of change in this virtual wholesaling group. What's up, Michael? I see you, bro. Make sure you invite some people in here. I'm going to be running some contests. I just built a brand new software that literally does everything for you in automation. Something I've been working on since I had another software that failed because of other softwares that I had to connect with. So this is going to be sick. So let's dive in here and let's make some phone calls. So if you guys have any questions, what's up, Hope? I see you, lady. Appreciate you. Make sure you guys drop a comment. Let me know where you guys are watching from. And if you're new to wholesaling, make sure that you tag somebody that you've been working with, because I promise you, you're probably leaving money on the table, and you don't want them or yourself to miss out on that. So let's get this party started. First call. Don't know who I'm calling. I just know that they called me.
Please state your name after the tone.
Oh, they're screening calls. Hey, this is Bryce. So whenever they're screening calls, you just act like you already know who it is. Hey, this is Bryce. Wait for it.
Hello, you reached Ralph. Unfortunately, I'm unavailable right now.
Oh, Ralph. Ralph. Now this is frustrating because now I got to coach and train my VA because she didn't put his name. But yeah, it is what it is. So we'll make our notes. This is how simple this is, you guys. If you guys aren't using a CRM, we give you one in the REI Results Academy that does texting for you. It got call features and things like that. Got to add that to the notes and all right, so we just make our notes, let people know. Oh, you know what? I think Ralph is calling me right back. Let's answer it. Ralph, this is Bryce. How are you, sir?
Hey, doing good. How about yourself?
Man, playing phone tag like crazy, bro. You must be busy. What kind of work do you do?
Oh, man. I'll tell you, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Pretty much, you know, mostly just, pretty much, you know, graphic designer.
Oh, are you?
You know, trade and real estate. Yeah.
Very cool. What kind of graphic design work do you do? Like websites, billboards, ad copy? What do you do? Tell me about that.
Pretty much, mostly just proprietary, like business, the work, the job.
Rack, warm with form.
Graphic design, like, you know, print, animations, pretty much like videos, primarily training videos, and so forth.
Wow, so you do a little bit of everything, huh?
Yeah. How about yourself?
Man, I'm glad you asked. I do real estate too. I heard you say real estate in there, but I'm more curious. I don't have the talent that you guys do in graphic design. How long you been doing that, man?
For graphic designing?
Yeah.
About 10 years now.
Wow, 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
You've done well with it then to stick around that long, huh?
Right, yeah.
How have you been affected with COVID and all that?
It's pretty much, you know, it has slowed down as well, you know, but it's still steady. Work is still steady, but just, you know, slowed down tremendously because now most people have to, you know, rely on like websites and online.
Oh, sure.
So that's the reason why.
Do you do any of that type of work, like website design or maybe like logo stuff that you could really like change the way that your business operates and adapt?
Yeah, pretty much. I was doing a little bit of the website, but primarily just the animation, most of the videos. So pretty much not so much the website, but majority of the videos. So in other words, that like you might have a website, but I do like the video part of it.
Sure.
I mean, like, you know, just pretty much like show like different animations.
Like some feed reels and things like that, kind of just to gain that traction and curiosity.
Yeah.
I love it. What do you like doing most? Do you like doing like the still work or the video side?
I'll say the video side more.
Okay.
But I'll say it takes more time though, that's for sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
For sure. It takes more time. Yeah.
I couldn't imagine. I'd be stuck doing it for 20 hours trying to figure out how to go one frame, you know?
I tell you what, it's a lot. It takes a lot of detail. A lot of work. Depends on what's the objective, you know?
Yeah.
It takes a lot of detail, a lot of work though, because you look at it like, oh man, I need to got a little bit more of this, you know, a little bit more of that, and then if you go on and add like
rapport.
That's a whole nother ball game, you know. It's very time consuming, that's for sure. Depending on what the objective is, you know. It's just kind of like just basic, you know, just kind of print, you know, just kind of just add like a little more like videos and so forth, you know, add a little animation to it. But it's not real robust, so it won't take as long. But it's still, you know, it still takes time. You know, even though like the finished product though doesn't look, you know, as like much work, but you know, it's hard work. A lot of detail in it for sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
For sure.
Hey, I gotta ask, with everything that's going on, you got a family to support, or is it just yourself and you're able to really kind of bear down and bite the bullet?
Family support.
You do. Wow, how big's your family?
Yeah.
I mean, you got kids, wife, all of the above?
Yeah, two kids, 2 daughters.
2 girls.
2 daughters, man. So yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, 2 daughters.
That's a fun house.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, even my dog was a girl as well. So,
man.
You know, that way you have a dog. It's a house full of women.
So you got a wife, 2 girls, and a female dog. With all that estrogen, brother, I got to ask, what kind of things you doing for fun to get your mind off it outside of work?
I know, right? Go jogging and just try to find different ways, you know. But it's not bad, though, to be honest with you. It's all good, though, for real.
That's great, man. How old are your girls?
16 and 13.
16 and 13. Man, how are they dealing with this COVID thing? I mean, they're in what, high school and middle school right now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Man.
Yeah, both of them, and they you know, they dealing with it. They're dealing with it. You know, they get bored. You know, so we try, you know, pretty much have like different game, like, you know, play games and so forth, and you know, watch and have a family, you know, Netflix, and watch Netflix or something like that, or a movie. You know, something to kind of take them out, or maybe just go walking. You know, just go walking or just go bounce the basketball around, something like that. You know, just different things to kind of keep busy. You know, during this particular pandemic.
I love it.
You know,
I love it.
take it one day at a time.
That's all you can do is one day at a time, my friend. Well, hey, the reason I'm calling simple, right? Like we've been playing phone tag. You responded back to one of my ads, and my partners and I mean, we're buying houses all over the country right now. We're closing 40, 50 houses a month at the time being. And I get the impression you've either got something to sell or you're looking to work together. Which is it?
Yeah, possibly both. Well, I do. Let me run this by you. Do you buy in Mia, Oklahoma?
I mean, I'll buy anything as long as the dollars make sense. So let me ask you this.
That's right.
Is this a property that you have under contract and you're looking to JV, or is this a house that you and your family own?
This is a house that I have under contract.
Okay.
Yeah, I could JV on it. Or if the numbers are right for you, you buy whatever's convenient for you. It's a good. It's just when I looked at the comp set, the last house.
Yeah. Hey, Ralph, for time's sake, I've got to stop you right there. I love you, bro. I love your energy. I don't recognize your name. I don't recognize your phone number, and no disrespect, I don't JV with anybody that I haven't heard do at least 100 deals. And so what I would encourage you to do, I'm actually live streaming this call right now in the Facebook group, Virtual Wholesaling Real Estate Tips and Techniques. I've closed over 7,300 transactions in the last 8 years, and I've only walked 4 properties in my life. And so I've never JV'd a deal unless it was somebody that I've already worked with or that I've coached. And so I just want to save us both some time. That way the people that are watching the live stream can appreciate that and they can learn something, and hopefully I can help you out in the meantime. My name's Bryce, B-R-Y-C-E. Last name's McKinley, M-C-K-I-N-L-E-Y. And you can't miss me if you're on social media. I'd love to connect with you, but right now just isn't the best time. Fair enough?
All right.
Hey, man, I appreciate your time. God bless you, bro, and I'll see you at the top. So that right there, you guys, is the perfect example of framework. Like, I knew that I had that feeling, the way that he kept trying to take control of the call, control of the call, control of the call. Go back and watch the replay. Like, I love that guy's energy. At the end of the day, I want to make sure that you guys get some value. And so hopefully you caught when I was asking those questions, when I asked the question, you know, about his girls, like, tell me about your girls, that tonality, right? We're talking about tonality today, right? He went out for a jog. I didn't even get there yet. He's like, game night. Oh, wow, game night. That's exciting. Go back. Tell me about your girls, like 16 and 13. They must be in what? High school and middle school? Notice the tonality. So it's an uptick on the end. It's a doubt or curiosity. And down the road, you maintain the control of the conversation. And so he did a great job at trying to reframe the control of that conversation by trying to ask me questions. I gave him a quick answer, and then I shifted and I asked him a question. So tonality and framework, when you're making your calls, is definitely going to be the best way to go. So Hope's got a question in there. I'm going to answer that real quick. Let me find it. And then I will, while I do that, I'm going to make some notes. So yes, Hope, this is the first time I've ever spoken to this guy. He replied from a piece of marketing, and yeah, it was the first time I ever spoke to him. I didn't know who he was, what he was trying to do. I felt like the way that he was trying to grab control of the conversation, that he was probably another investor, especially when he said he does graphic design and real estate. It's like, man, if that's the case, like, why is he reaching out? Unless he's an investor that's got some properties that he wants to unload. So if he's that guy, I still want to build some rapport. But then I ask the question, like, is this your property or another property? Well, this is a property you have under contract, or a property or a house that you and your family own, right? Like a direct question. Say, well, I've got it under contract. And you'll notice if you go back and watch the tonality, and even Ralph, if you're watching this, like, I love you, bro. I also want you to see, like, when you started stepping back, yeah, I got it under contract. And you can tell that just wherever he was, no matter where he was, I can hear his tonality, and I can tell that he sat back. Yeah, I'm an investor. I got it under contract. And he did that. And when he did that, I knew that I controlled the floor, and I wanted to get off as soon as possible for 2 reasons. 1, time is money. And 2, I wanted to show you the power of the tonality when that conversation was happening. So I'm going to make my notes here. If you got any questions about that call, drop them in there. Thank you, Hope, for yours. I appreciate that. And I'm going to make my notes and go on to my next lead real quick. All right, we're going to talk to this guy, and he's an investor trying to JV a deal in no man's world, Oklahoma. Not interested. Love it. That's how I write my notes. Not interested. What up, Hope, Alyssa, DeVay? We got 7 people and I see like 4 in the comments. Drop a comment. Let me know where you guys are watching. I appreciate you guys. This is gonna be fire. Here's what I'm gonna do. Actually, I'm gonna do one better for you. I'm gonna actually, let me grab this real quick. How do I do this? Goodness gracious. Oh, here we go. See, Zoom actually changed a whole bunch of stuff. This is the link, you guys. If you guys want to jump in here and ask some questions, like join me live on Zoom. Boom. If you guys want to join me, grab that link right there. Jump in here with me. I'm going to do some prospecting and calling and things like that. I'm going to pin it. Let me see if I can pin it from my phone since I did that. Boom. All right. So I just pinned that comment right there, you guys. So that comment there that's got the link. If you guys are interested, please let me know where you're watching, but feel free to jump in the live stream. Look at Alyssa. She ain't scared. I love it. You know what time it is, lady. You already know. So here's the deal. I'm going to keep on going. Go ahead and just sit back, take notes if you want, and I'll open it up for questions in between and whatnot. But I love that you jumped in here, Alyssa. That takes some boldness right there. I love it. I love it. How's your day going, lady?
Yeah, it's always great.
Yeah,
you know, just in the alignment, you know, just hanging out.
You already know. You already know. I love you too, lady. I'm live streaming. I hope you're having a great day. And I will talk to you here in about 45 minutes. Got to check in with the wifey. What up, Kristen? What up, Joe? What up, what up, what up? I see you guys. Kyle in here, Tammy, Steve, I see you guys. Make sure that you guys are liking this stuff. We just had a cold call out of nowhere. And I was showing some tips and techniques all about some tonality. Okay. I see you, DeVay. Tell Caleb and Ryan I said, what's up? DeVay, I got to ask, are you out there with them or are you working remotely somewhere else? Tammy, if you want to jump on the Zoom to ask questions, click the link up above in the comments or it's pinned down below. And yeah, somebody else copy paste it for Kim or for Tammy. That would be fantastic. Can't figure out how to find. Goodness gracious. I'm not sure. You might have to just copy and paste it in a new browser. I'm not sure. There you go, DeVay. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. We're going to go on to the next lead here and then talk about it. We're going to talk a little bit about each one individually. I don't know what I'm going to expect. I'm literally doing this for 2 purposes. 1, to show you guys how important tonality is. And number 2, because I've got an acquisition person that just got like a $40,000 assignment. It's her first deal. And she's like, how do I do that over and over and over? And I listen to her calls. I'm like, it's your tonality. So that's what we're going to be working on today. So let's look at some new leads. Here we go. We're just going to call some. Damn, y'all. Oh, these are, okay. Let's do this. Work in Texas. You're in Texas? Where at in Texas are you at, DeVay?
That's what I asked her.
It's crazy. I'm in Dallas. Well, Dallas suburb anyway. All right, let's call Yolanda. All right, so here's the deal. If you guys wonder what happened and it goes in mute, I'm gonna mute when I get an address and yeah, just so that you guys know it's nothing personal, but I don't need any of them snakes out there stealing some deals. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, so because trying to fix the hump for years, always problems, and solar panels installed as the roof. She will take 165. Why has this lead not been assigned? My VAs are gonna get in trouble. Down by El Paso. DeVay, come up. Kyle's up here by me, or I'm by him. No, he's by
in El Paso?
I was here first. What's that?
She's in El Paso?
Yeah, she's in El Paso. You guys are like neighbors.
That really though, she probably knows of Carlsbad. Ask her. Carlsbad, New Mexico.
Yeah, she knows where Carlsbad is.
Oh, what?
She don't. Thank God for Google, right?
Yeah. And honestly, she probably doesn't want to know.
I love it. I love it. All right. I'm gonna get off the live stream on my phone. Let's make another call. Let's make another call. So because I'm not regularly prospecting, I don't have my software on, but normally I would just click on the number and we dial out from there. It's very efficient. And if you guys are interested in that type of software, you need to be in the REI Results Academy because my gal has got some sick tricks up her sleeve. So let's make this next call. Boom. Are you ready? Yolanda Bryce McKinley, how are you?
Hello.
You sound excited. What's going on over there?
Hello, stranger.
I know, right? Who is this crazy guy? Hey, the reason I'm calling simple, you spoke with Bambi, my assistant, I believe earlier today. I'm calling about your house for sale.
Okay.
Did I catch you at a bad time?
No, it's a great time.
It's like, it's after 5. I figure people are off work. We're all super excited, right?
I don't think most people are working right now. We're quarantined.
Oh man, are you dealing with that too?
No, we're good. We don't mind this at all. It's other people who actually.
You're like, this is a vacation for me.
This is awesome.
Yolanda, I love you already. What kind of work do you do?
Well, actually, I'm not working at the moment, so but
Well-
I don't mind it at all. It's by design, so it's fine.
Sure.
Yeah.
What kind of work were you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry. Who is this again?
Yeah,
I don't know who this is.
my name's Bryce. You spoke to Bambi, my assistant, earlier about your property over there in Dallas on Canyon Ridge.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I just called back to harass you. I wanted to say hi and see if there was any questions that maybe she left unanswered and kind of go from there.
No, I think everything is fine. Did you guys have somebody coming out, or what are you guys trying to do?
Yeah, so she gave me some details. I've got some questions. I know most people that I talk to have questions like, what is it that we do? How do we do it? But more importantly, like what we could offer for their house. I mean, do you have those same types of questions?
Just the last one.
Just the last one. She's like, show me the money, right?
Right on.
You're not from Dallas, are you?
No, well, I've been here for over 20 years, so yeah, we're technically from Dallas now.
Okay. Where are you originally from? Where's your roots at?
Georgia.
You're from Georgia.
Yeah.
I love it.
Uh-huh.
I love it.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm definitely interested in the property. I mean, I'm curious. Help me understand, why are you looking at selling the house today?
Well, we're just looking at our options. We were doing some home renovations, and we found some water damage and some mold on the living room baseboards. And then we went in, we saw it was a little bit more, and then we had roofers and stuff come out, and they just found some more in the attic. And we were like, whoa, wait a minute. And we had already had some, but we had already had some mold remediated last year, and it wasn't that bad. It was just a little bit in the kitchen and some in the master bathroom, bedroom area. And we went through that process already, but we were like remodeling the house, and we were like, wait a minute, what's our options now? What's the best way to proceed? So we're thinking maybe, what are our options? And it looks like we have 3 options, and one of them is to sell and just say, get out of this, don't worry about it anymore. The other is to go ahead and fix it up. And we can fix it up and sell it, or we can fix it up and stay here. So those are our options, and we just wanted to, explore them a little bit better and see what we could get for it. So we don't know yet. We're just getting started. I just started calling people a few days ago.
Sure.
And y'all call back so fast.
Yeah, I
Oh my
mean,
gosh.
there's a reason why I bought and sold over 7,000 homes in the last 10 years, and most people only do 1 or 2 a year. So, I mean,
Wow.
you heard us, I think, on the radio, right? Yeah, you heard us on the radio, so I appreciate you reaching out. I'm curious, Yolanda, I can only work with people that are serious about working with me. So help me understand, like if you sold this house today, what do you need to happen to make you feel like you made a great decision?
Just the base price that I'm looking at, because we talked to one dude and he tried to lowball us so bad. And I started laughing.
Oh,
That's
no.
the first guy we called. Yeah, the first guy we called, so I started laughing, did a little bit of report research, and I was like, we should get a fair price for our property. It should be also a fair price for you guys to pay and something you can fix up and get a profit out of. So as long as everybody's getting treated fairly, then I'll consider it. But we also have a certain amount of money we want to get for the house as well, because you can't go anywhere and buy another house for the amount of money that the guy tried to. I don't even know what he was thinking, but it was a nice drop.
Tell me how you really feel.
I was like, thank you, sir. I did. I called him and I thanked him because I appreciated the education and just to get a feel of how this is going to go. So we just Dallas is really busy right now. Everybody's moving here. It's crazy. The housing market has skyrocketed. It's crazy. Everything's going really fast here now. So even with the quarantine, driving outside, going to the park and stuff, people are still tailgating me. I'm like, where are you going? Where do you have to go? They just like to drive fast.
It's not that important, right?
It's not that important right now. You can just chill out and enjoy your time. But some people just like to tailgate you and be rude and drive fast. And I'm like, I'm out here smelling roses, me and my dog. So
I love it. What kind of dog do you have?
I have two dogs. I have a golden retriever mix. He looks like a Rottweiler, and then I have a pit bull terrier. And she's adorable. She's got a little brown patch on my eye. Everybody thinks she's cute. I'm like, she's all right.
She's all right.
Have you seen the other one? He's got long, fluffy, beautiful hair.
Yeah. Sounds like you're a little partial to the terrier mix, huh? The retriever mix, I mean.
I love both of them. They both have really wonderful, crazy personalities. So the boy is really laid back, and the girl is just inquisitive and funny and weird. I don't know. You probably have dogs too. So
I love it. Yeah, I've got a dog. I can tell we're jiving. I like it. Those are like your kids, right? I mean, do you have any kids, or are those the only kids?
The kids are grown. Kids are grown and at the house.
You said that with way too much enthusiasm, Yolanda.
No, I'm sorry.
No, I'm kidding. You're like, they've been gone. Thank God, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I think it's probably better to have grown kids now. They're probably having babies at home, but they're having such a hard time with the quarantine. It breaks my heart to hear their little stories. So
yeah.
Do you have any little ones at home right now?
I do. I appreciate you asking. I've got a 9-year-old and a 22-year-old that's out doing her thing in grad school. So I'm a little blessed on either side. I get to hear both types of frustrations, So
it's worth it though.
It really is. It really is. I appreciate you for sharing that, by the way. So thank you for that. Help me understand. You said that you've already been kind of taking offers. Like if we were to work together today, like what is your game plan? Do you have a place to go? Do you need time? Like, is this something you're just kind of kicking around? Like, what does that look like for you?
The more I talk to my husband about it, he's ready to go. And I'm like, well, we've been here for a while. The house is kind of like we like it, except for if we want to do some work on it. But yeah, I think if we got the price we were willing to, we'd probably go ahead and move. And we could be out probably by the end of the month, or maybe a month from now. Probably before that, though. I think we could do it. But it just depends on what we get offered. It'll help us solidify our decision. But I'm gonna make my decision in probably the next 2 weeks anyway. I'm just it's gonna be probably that fast. So
let me ask you this. You mentioned that you had some water damage and some mold in the attic. Tell me more about that. Have you had that treated? Do you plan on it, or is that kind of one of the options you're considering?
We're just considering everything, because if we can either go ahead and get the mold done before, like we did last year, which is killing me, because I'm like, we had air quality tests. They didn't find this mold. I don't know. How do you not do that? But anyway, so
That's frustrating, isn't it?
I'm not. It's horrible. So we had 2 air quality companies come out here, and they didn't find it. So I was like, okay. And we got the mold remediated, even though it's like, it's not that bad. Don't worry about it. It was like, no, get it out of here, remediate it. And so we did that. And then we decided, I was still like, I think we need to go ahead and pull the floors up. We had some flooring, had a little, we've had for a while. And I was like, let's go ahead and put some tile down in here. And let's start painting and stuff like that, and just refresh the house. We've been here about 15 years now, and so we pulled the floors up in the living room, and we found the mold on the baseboard. And I was like, oh my gosh!
Oh, that's frustrating. That's overwhelming, right? Like there's more.
Right. Well, that part wasn't actually that bad.
Rack. She's just giving everything she needs to give me to close her on being her best choice.
Everybody stop. And so that was just, 2 weeks ago? And so we had 2 roofers out, and we called the insurance company, called their quality company, and then they're like, yeah, you got to do this, and this. And I was like, okay, are we going to go through this again, or are we going to sell the house? What are we going to do? And so we just started looking at our options, and we were like, yeah, we kind of want to move somewhere slower and get some acreage and build a dream house anyway. So
there you go.
That's an option.
Well, I'll tell you, Yolanda, what most of my clients love about what we do is not only do I have one of the best reputations in the business for treating people right and giving as much as I possibly can, but I also own a brokerage. So if you need help finding and like negotiating, like we love to negotiate with builders so that we can get you the absolute best price, but also on your new dream home. So I would love to be that option for you if you like what we have to say. So thank you for sharing all of that stuff with me. I'm curious. I mean, you've already started putting some numbers together, like 15, 20,000 minimally, maybe 25 to 30 to get it up to market value so you can get full retail. I'm curious, I mean, do you guys have that extra 30 set aside? And if so, why wouldn't you just put that into your dream home to where you can start building that long-term equity?
Because I don't want to be in another 15, 20-year mortgage. So that is one thing to consider. And we'll have to take a look at that as well. So, but that's true. And then again,
she says, but she's willing to be in a mortgage.
Like I said, so our property is just appreciating in value, even though the floors are pulled up right now. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But it's just like I said, we're just weighing our options, and we will be like, if the price is right, we'll move immediately. We don't have anything keeping us here, and if it's not, then we'll just stay here and fix it. So we have either or. It's not a huge thing to us, but it's just, I don't know. I mean, what would you do if this was your situation? What do you recommend?
You know, I appreciate you asking. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer of getting what you want. And it sounds like, based on what you're telling me, you would really love to be in that dream home, whether it's sooner or later. You know, you have some ambitions behind it. You said that your husband wants to go. Like, he's sick of dealing with the issues. He'd rather deal with his own issues where he's going to like live the rest of his days, kind of based on what you're telling me. And so if I'm in your shoes, I would rather put, 30 grand down on a new note and pay, $1,000 or $1,500 a month on something out in the country and on some land than sit here and make payments and take out a loan to put onto a rehab. Because that's what's going to happen, right? Like, you're going to call a roofer, they'll let you make payments. You could take out a home equity if you wanted to do that, or you paid it all up front. And now you have to recoup that cost. And those types of repairs and rehabs just don't give you the equity in the house. So you don't really get the return. Now, if you're scrubbing it and you're putting new kitchen and new bathroom and light fixtures and things like that, changing the whole dynamics like the neighbors did last year, right? if you wanted that more modern 2020 look and you put 30 or 40 grand into it, but in the other stuff, not the stuff that has to be done, now you're looking at two different scenarios. Does that make sense?
Well, we've already done the 2020 upgrade stuff. So we have a marble in the kitchen and tile black splash.
Oh, good. How long ago did you do that?
We got the marble 2 years ago, and then we got the tile. Did you do the tile last year, honey? Tile was last year, and then we upgraded the shower about 2 years ago. We got 6 jets in there. We also have been doing eco-friendly upgrades to the house for like the last decade. We got a white roof put in 4 years ago. We got solar panels put in a decade ago on a lease. In there, the lease is paid for, but there's 5 years left on it. And then we've also done solar screens, solar tent, LED lights, stuff like that. So the house is really, and we're coming up on the summer months, so we'll have no electric bill for about 3 months. It's a really energy efficient house, so it's really neat. That's with the air conditioner going, and we have 2 regular fridges and a fridge freezers in our kitchen and an upright freezer as well. So we have 3 huge appliances in the kitchen, and that's running the AC and stuff. We're not energy. Me and my husband don't skimp on using energy. We just use it regularly, and with the solar panels and stuff like that, it just takes care of the draw.
Y'all got every TV on and every light on before you go to bed, don't you?
Not all the time.
I'm just kidding. Not all the time. I love it.
We do have a lot of TV.
I love it. I'm just giving you a hard time. I appreciate that. What's your husband's name since he's sitting right there? Can I say hi to him real quick?
Yeah, you put you on speakerphone.
Sure.
This is Bryce. He wants to tell you. Can you hear?
I can't hear him. Just throw him the phone real quick.
Okay. Hold on. He said just throw the phone.
How you doing?
I'm well, sir. How are you?
Fine.
Great. I didn't catch your name. I'm sorry?
Excel.
I like it. Is that a nickname? Is that what your friends call you, or is that your legal name?
That's my legal name.
I like that. Do you spell it just like the spreadsheet?
Yes,
No.
just the 2 letters, X and L, pronounced Excel.
Okay. I like it. So I was talking with Yolanda. It sounds like you heard a lot of the conversation, but from her side. And I just wanted to introduce myself and maybe ask you some questions to kind of see kind of where your perspective was. She mentioned that you're ready to go, but y'all have a lot of things on your plate to really weigh out your options. I'm curious, do you have any other types of questions that maybe that nobody else has answered before that maybe I can help you with?
Not right now, no.
I got a really important one. I love your wife's energy. How the heck did you meet her?
I guess got lucky.
You got lucky. That was a great answer. She just walked into your life and said she's the one.
Right.
I like it. You're very direct, and I appreciate that. You must have some military background. Is that fair to assume?
Yes, sir.
I can tell. I appreciate your service. What branch were you in?
Air Force.
You were in the Air Force. My business partner was stationed in Misawa. Did you ever get over there?
Yeah, that's where I was stationed.
Wow. How long were you in the Air Force?
10 years.
10
I was
years.
there from 91 to.
Noticed he was stern, didn't want to talk. Look at him go.
91 to 95, I was in myself.
Wow. So it's been a couple years. I appreciate your service. Where did you go after that, or did you get out?
Yeah, I came here, and I didn't get out. I was forced out by our senators that downsized the military.
Oh wow. Tell me about that. That's kind of frustrating. I'm not familiar with that.
I was on the bottom of the totem pole. They call it a reduction in force. and I was the last one to get promoted, so I was the first one to go because I was the bottom half of the NCOs.
How long ago was that? Curious.
I got out in '95, so.
In '95. Okay.
Yeah. So I was in the 10 years.
Did you guys get to see the Thunderbirds and the Blue Angels fly over today?
No, I didn't see that today.
Oh yeah, they flew right over our house. I figured that'd be something that you would have known about or heard about. It was really cool.
Yeah, I heard about it, but I didn't see it. Yeah, I used to do a whole lot of air shows. I've seen all the aircrafts and talked to a lot of the pilots.
That's great. That's great. So what was your what do they call that? I wasn't in the military. I've just got a lot of respect for you guys and gals out there. What was your what did you do in the military?
I did simple jobs. First, I started out. I was in fuels. I used to refuel aircraft. For battle, we used to practice for battle. They'd rev up the engines and we run under them and fuel them up and take it off so they can take them, take care of the enemy.
Yeah.
And then I was in the personnel where I was in charge of retraining. And then I was in charge of in-processing and out-processing. And then I was in charge of a lot of stuff.
I love it.
They gave me a whole lot because we didn't have a lot of NCOs up there, so they gave me a whole bunch of stuff. So that's why they kept me in until all the senior NCOs came. Like once the chief master sergeants came and the master sergeants,
Sure.
the job that I was doing, their job, they said, well, they're here now, so you can go.
Well, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I should have got a lot of medals, but for my grade, they said that it wasn't for that grade, but the people were lobbying for me. They were like, "Well, he actually did the job, so why would you give the medal to somebody else?"
Yeah, that's frustrating. So it takes a special breed of human to weather the storms emotionally and physically and mentally. I got to ask, was Yolanda in the service as well?
Yes.
She was. I knew it. As soon as you told me that, I was like, that makes sense. These two are meant to be. I love it. How long have y'all been married?
22 years.
22 years. If you had to say one secret, what would be the secret to 22 years of loving long-term relationship?
Just say yes, whatever she says.
He said, just say yes. I love your transparency, sir. I love it. I love it. Just say yes. Okay. I'm writing that down just so that you know. Just so you know. Just say yes. Okay. I appreciate that wisdom, my friend. I really do. I really appreciate that. Well, hey, I won't keep you guys too much longer. I know you're probably just getting done with dinner or maybe getting ready to eat dinner, but I was telling Yolanda, most of my clients, they want to know what we do and how we do it, but more importantly, like how much we can offer for their house. And so I'm always curious. She said that that's what her only question was. Have you ever, and you guys have been in the house for 15 years. Have you guys ever sold a house? Any house?
No.
Okay.
This was our first house, so we're in a good neighborhood.
Yeah.
Section area, like military people. After a while, you have to move around.
Yeah. Well, and I know that she said that you're really wanting to get out of there probably a little bit more than she is. I'm curious, why is that?
Like I said, once you've been in a place for a while, it's time to explore.
Yeah.
So my brother just came back from Australia. I think he was up there for several years.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm sure he was ready to come home, especially with the whole COVID thing. Now he's probably glad to be back on U.S. soil, huh?
Yeah, well, he got lucky because he left before the fire started. So.
Oh, wow. Is he living with y'all now too, then, or is it just the two of you?
Just the two of us. Like I said, he got a house in San Diego. So.
He does, or you guys do?
He does.
Okay. Have you guys been out to visit him?
Not yet. They're just getting settled. They said once they get settled, they'll send invites to everybody.
Sure. San Diego is a beautiful place, my friend. If you've never been out there, it's an amazing place to be.
Yeah. I was stationed at Edwards Air Force Base.
Oh, were you?
Okay.
Yeah. Man, that's one thing that I love about you guys in the military. You guys get to go everywhere.
That's true. That's what I joined.
I love it. I love it. Well, Excel, Yolanda, if you can still hear me, I appreciate you guys' time. I guess I'm just curious. At the end of the day, I can only work with people that are serious about working with me, and I'm picky about who I work with. So tell me, kind of outside of maybe a little bit more time to find a place to go and the absolute most money that you can get for the house, I'm curious, what needs to happen to know that you're making the right decision? So that way I know if we're a good fit or not, and see if I can truly help you guys.
What do you mean by that?
Sure, I'll rephrase it. Tell me a little bit more about like what needs to happen to make it make sense for you guys to make your decision sooner rather than later.
And the main thing is the asking price. If the asking price is where we're going.
Okay. So the dollars just have to make sense, right?
Right.
Okay. I can appreciate that. Definitely can appreciate that. What type of homework or research have you done that maybe you need to look at to understand what it's worth to get the best price? I'm curious.
I did the Zillow and looked at other places and just went on and read other testimonials from people that dealt with either realtors or cash sales.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a basic idea of what's going to happen with each one.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. So understanding and knowing that you're working with somebody reputable would be important to you?
Yes.
Okay. Outside of price, that's important to you. Anything else that's important to you to make sure that this is something that you want to do and move forward?
I don't know, as long as you're honest and upfront.
Okay.
That's what I like more than anything. Like I tell people with a car, if I go to a mechanic and he tell me $10,000 and $10,000 is what it costs, then that's the man I'm staying with. If I go to a guy and tell me it costs $10,000 and it's only $2 worth of work, and I don't want to talk to him everything. Yeah,
that makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. Well, I appreciate you sharing that with me. If is Yolanda still there with us? She can hear us as well?
Yeah.
Okay. No, you're fine. Stay right there with me because her voice was a little louder than yours, so I'd rather you be closer to the phone. But I just want to make sure you guys have my contact information because I know you're going to do some research, and I want to make sure that you have all of the necessary information to make an educated decision. And so when you do that, I want you to do me two things. Number one, I want you to write down my name.
Right.
Correct. That's Bryce.
Got it.
And the last name is McKinley, just like the president. McKinley.
Okay.
Yolanda, I'm curious, are you on Facebook, Instagram, or all of the above?
I'm mostly Facebook.
Okay, and me too. I'm with you. So if you search my name, you will find a couple of things. You'll find a company called REI Results, which is, it pretty much says what it is, real estate investment results. So we get people results that they are desiring for, kind of like what I told you before. But also if you look up or Google Coach Sharpen, SHARPN, like sharpen, iron sharpens iron, so does one another to his brother, right?
Right.
I believe.
What is it again? If I Google what?
Yeah, if you go to like Instagram or go Google and you just Googled Coach Sharpen, you'll find me with my name. And I believe, just like iron sharpens iron and out of the Bible, I believe that sharpen is selflessly helping already persons eager for nurturing. And so when someone's ready, the teacher, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And I believe that. I believe that it's biblical. And I can tell that y'all are a family of faith. And so I don't normally share that. But I love the fact that you guys are gathering information. And so it's important to me to get you all the necessary information. So I want to make sure that I give you my cell phone number as well. So write this down and let me know when you're ready.
Is this the one you're calling from?
It is. That's correct. That's my cell phone number. So make sure you save that. And then last but surely not least, I want to tell you a little bit about your house. So I know that you told my assistant that you'd like to get 165. I'm curious, where did you come up with that number?
I looked at Zillow, and then I also looked at the houses that the surrounding houses that what the prices are, and I know that the houses run between 180 to 207 houses that are similar to 208, somewhere around there. And so 165, I think, is reasonable for us to get what we need out of it, also pay off the rest of the mortgage, and then for you guys also to do some work, and then also make a reasonable, fair commission on the house when you guys sell it. So I think that's a decent price.
That makes perfect sense, and I appreciate you sharing that with me. So I think that you're right. You're right on the money, just about. Are you familiar with how Zillow works?
Not really. No, not really.
Do you mind if I share?
Yeah, sure. Oh, and by the way, nice photo. We like your website.
Oh, thank you. I don't know which one you're looking at. I got a great smile. I live up here in McKinney, so we're like neighbors. I am local. So I appreciate that. So you threw me off. You got me blushing. You see how you are? So at the end of the day, dollars got to make sense, but I want to make sure that you understand kind of what you're looking at. So Zillow, what they do is they kind of go out like 5 miles, and then they just do like an average. And so when they take an average, you and I can both agree, like you're right there, just south of 30 and east of Buckner, like your house is not the house on the other side of the highway, and so a lot of times your house can go up in value or it can go down in value based upon like what Zillow says. And so knowing that, I have to go, okay, well, Bryce also owns a real estate brokerage, and I can look at what's actually selling, like the real numbers and not just the average that Zillow says or realtor.com says, things like that, right? And so I think you did a pretty good job guesstimating or zestimating what your home value is worth. I think that it's on the lower side of that just because most of the homes in your neighborhood, other than your next door neighbor, is like 2-story houses. There's every so often there's the 1-story like what y'all have. But I think you did a pretty darn good job. And so I think realistically your house, if it was all fixed up, no mold, no any of the other stuff that we talked about, I think that it would sell on the retail market right there about 185 to 187. I think you're right on the money with that range that you got. Okay.
I don't know about that because the cheaper houses sell for 148, 150 something, and those are the ones on the other side of 40. And then we also have a gated community right across the street from us where the houses start at 280. And they go to 4 something. So,
yeah, and that's the big difference, right? Like you can't compare the homes in the gated community to the homes in yours because they're, completely.
Yeah.
But what you have going
for, I was selling over here.
Yeah, I would agree with some of that. Absolutely. I'm just trying to give you all the necessary information. At the end of the day, I mean, 9 out of 10 realtors, they just look at numbers, they throw a number and hope it sticks. I've closed over 7,000 transactions in the last 7-8 years. If you followed my bio, I was homeless 8 years ago. I lost $80 million in 5 companies, but I'll let you guys figure all that fun stuff out. And then I had a coming to Jesus moment where I was like, I've got a purpose in life and I need to get back and take care of my responsibilities because it was just me, right? Like my wife was dead and that's just me and my kids. And so at the end of the day, I studied real estate and figured the holes and the loopholes to help my clients out. And that's why I've done so much more than what most normally do in a lifetime in this short amount of time. And so for me, if I can help anybody at least gather the information, you can take it and run to the bank. I just ask that you don't get mad at me when I tell you I told you so. Fair enough?
Okay.
All right.
Fair enough.
So I think that like maybe 190, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's say 190, like that's right in the middle of your ballpark. I mean, if you're looking at your ballpark, 180 to 207, I mean, that's like $25,000 difference from one end to the other. I would say give or take $2,000 or $3,000, like 185 to 190 is right on the money. So let's just say 190. I want to give you the best case scenario. So when I was talking with you, Excel, you told me that y'all haven't sold the house, but you bought this one here 15 years ago. And so if you think back 15 years ago when you bought the house, you guys remember the seller paid all of the closing costs and the realtor fees and insurance and title and survey and inspections. You guys remember that?
We had to pay the closing costs, but yeah, they paid.
Shame on your realtor. Gosh darn it. Well, I hate to tell you the bad news, but that was 15 years ago. And so you won't ever let your realtor make that decision for you. You'll always have them negotiate that the other person does, but 9 out of 10 times the seller does. And so that's where, you know, on the retail side, we help you negotiate that type of stuff. So even with the best case scenario, let's say you split them. Let's say you split the cost as the seller, even if you got 190, right? Like at 190, you're still going to end up paying, you know, 3 to 5% in realtor commission. So you're looking at like $6,000, right?
Right.
And then you've got at 190, you've got another like 2.5 to 3% because you're splitting the closing cost. So now you've got another like 5 to 7 grand, depending on which title company you got, right?
Okay.
So now you're 190. If I'm going to low ball on the low end on the expenses and high ball you on the what if, right? Best case scenario. So you're 190. If we low ball 5 and 5, because one is 6 and one is 5 to 7, let's just say it's 10 grand. Now your 190 is more like 180, right? And then you have to pay the money that you're considering that discount or pay the fees to get it up to that price. So now you're 180, you know, probably on the retail side of your rehab is maybe 20 to 25,000 on the low end, 15 to 20. So let's just say 15. So worst case scenario or best case scenario, you get a deal and you only pay 15. Well, now you're right at that 165. You see what I did there?
I see it.
Yeah, so that's like your very best case scenario. And that's probably, based on what you told me, 4 to 6 months out. And now you're in the fall, the worst time of the year to sell a house. And it's going to sit on the market a little bit longer because it had all these things, and then you have to disclose that it had mold in the last 7 years and all of these things. So now you have to discount it again, and now your 165 is probably more like 160, 155 in your best case scenario, 6 to 9 months out. Does that make sense?
I don't know about that last part, but the rest of it makes complete sense.
Okay, good. I mean, I don't need you to take my advice. I'm just trying to help you out. So best case scenario, you sell it for as much as you can. You put the money into it to get as much as you can. Then you pay a realtor, you pay half your closing costs, and that's your best case scenario. You still walk away with 155 to 165. Best case scenario. Even if you got it listed today, it's going to sit on the market right now because the housing market has shifted with COVID, and it has shifted with lending being that everybody's doing modifications and just saving money right now, which is one of your options. But I always look at things like, why would you keep investing back into a house that you're not going to live into forever at this point? You've already kind of mentally made that decision. And if that's the case, what's the best case scenario? I say save the 20 or 30 grand that you're going to put into this house to get the same darn amount of money and value on your time and just run for the hills. And so if that's the case, what does that look like? Well, you've got 6 to 9 months on rehabs and updates, worst case scenario, selling the house and people and traffic in your house, putting the money into it that you're not going to get out of it to get the return, right? Just take the money and run. So you asked what I would do. I would say take the money and run. Now, I don't know what the lowball guide said. I don't really care. I do know that best case scenario, and I would say in this market for the next 3 to 5 years, it's probably not going to happen based on what I've seen. And so that tells me it's probably even less. And I would hate to see you guys put yourself in a position to throw money out the window and then not get the return. And so you take that money and put it into your dream home. That's what I would say, whether you work with me or not. And so I think at the end of the day, we're pretty close on numbers, but we just look at them differently. And so you're at, 165. I'm thinking realistically more like 150 to 155 cash.
Okay, that's what you think we can get for it.
Yeah.
After we get all the fees and things taken out.
Yeah, so even if you paid all the fees for everybody else and you went the retail route and you fixed it all up, that's about what you're going to walk away with anyways, right? If you call anybody else that's going to give you cash, they're going to tell you 90 to 100,000. I'm thinking that I'm probably going to be right there around like 145, 150 cash. I pay all your closing costs. I take care of the paperwork. Literally, we can do it over the phone. I've only walked 3 properties. You'll hear that in my story because I've learned how to do this all virtually. And if you ever want to come up to McKinney and have a cookout, great. We celebrate and get you in your dream home. I'm fine with that too.
I think we're just gonna. That is an interesting offer. And I see what you're saying, and I don't know if 145 might work for us. So, I don't know. We'll just have to think about it because you're close to the other guy's offer as well. He was a little lower though, but not too much.
Good. I'm still paying more than anybody else in the business then. That makes sense. So if I'm hearing you right, I don't care what the other guys offer. I'm going to always pay more than anybody, and I know my numbers up front. The difference is I don't have to see your place because of my experience to know that within that, $2,000 to $3,000 ballpark, give or take, that I gave you, I'm right there on the money. And so I'm paying more than anybody, and I'm probably the funnest guy to work with because I'll save you more money when I get you your dream home, and it will pay off that what you're looking at as a loss on this side. You get in the dream home and let me negotiate on that side for you. We save you 50, 60 grand from the builder and get him to cover all the fees and all of that. And guess what? Now you just made money and you got your dream home that you wanted.
You are good at your job, sir. You really are.
I love what I do, and I love helping people more. I appreciate that. So here's what I'm going to ask. If I'm great at my job, all I ask is for 10% of your trust. Let me earn the other 90%. And the thing that most of my clients love is that I put my money where my mouth is. I will pay a third-party inspector to come out and take a look at the property as long as I know that you're willing to move forward with me in that 140, 145 range that I said. And if that's the case, I'll pay for an inspection. But I don't want to pay for an inspection before if we don't know that we're on the same page. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, that makes complete sense. But I don't want to give my house away either. So this is a tough decision.
Absolutely.
And it's a financial decision. So that makes
Let me ask a better question, Yolanda and Excel. Do y'all still have a note on that house? Do you still owe anything?
Yeah, we owe about $45,000 on the house.
Okay. So realistically, it's like I need to get 100 grand, right? That's kind of what you're like, if I can get 100 grand and walk away from this, I mean, cash in hand, get the payoff done and got cash in hand, 100K. I mean, does that sound like what you're looking for?
No, we want to get as much as possible, or we might need to stay here because I don't know where you can go to find a decent house, especially one with like ours, essentially located with all the stuff that comes with it. And I have no idea where we can move at and be in a nice location in a decent house and for $100,000. That's almost a joke now in this economy. So I really don't know what that might do.
So you already know the answer, Yolanda. Let me stop you. You already know the answer to that. You just can't. And that's like, you cannot. Exactly. Like, you're not going to get your dream home for $100,000 centrally located in a metroplex. But that's not what you want anyways, right? Like, you want to.
That's the thing. It's like we think Dallas is a little bit too busy for us right now. So we were thinking about moving out a little further, but still, I don't want to be in the middle of nowhere.
How would you feel if you found some land for like $5,000 or $6,000 up near, like, let's say north of Prosper? So you're really close to the metroplex, but you're outside of the city limits. You found some dirt for $5,000 to $10,000, and you built $100,000 home, which in Dallas would be probably a $250,000 to $300,000 home. I mean.
I don't know. We have 3 states on our mind. We have Texas, we have Arkansas, and Tennessee. So we have family in all 3, and it's just not the metroplex. Like I said, is too busy for us. We just want to go out a little further. We want to be about 30 minutes away from important stuff, but not too close either.
We're at in Arkansas, and we're at in Tennessee. Because I'll tell you right now, for the economy and to get your return on your investment, I would say rural Tennessee, right outside of a metro area, is going to be where you get the best bang for your buck. Arkansas, I'll tell you, I love your family already, but don't go there.
Yeah, you said don't go there?
Yeah, not if you're trying to build your dream home and have money left over. God forbid something. I mean, you ladies always last longer than us guys, right? Like, God forbid something happens to Excel tomorrow or next year when you're in your dream home. You don't want to be stuck out in the. Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I don't want to be stuck out in the middle of nowhere. I want to be kind of a little bit closer to it. So I want to be in the middle.
I'm just being realistic here, Yolanda, at the end of the day, right? Like, you guys love each other. You're going to stay in your dream home forever, but God forbid something happens and you live longer like most ladies do, and you need to move back in closer to family and sell that other house. To get the return, I'd say go to Tennessee all day long, if that happens. So that's just my free advice on Wednesday.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Well, here's what I want to do.
I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us for so long, too. I really do.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
And I also appreciate you telling us about the other aspect of your business where you can put us in a house somewhere else. So that's awesome as well. But
I mean, I don't know everything, but I know what it takes, Yolanda. I mean, Eric Thomas has got me speaking on his stage in Dallas in October. Les Brown's had me speaking and teaching all of his community for the last 3 years. So, I mean, I've got a reputation for a reason. And so I just want to make sure that you have all the necessary information to make an educated decision. And at the end of the day, if you've got questions, call me, text me, do whatever. Just don't do nothing. And I'd love to help. All right.
All right. We really appreciate it. We'll look at your website and take what you said under consideration. And we'll, like we said, we're going to take some more offers, see what people say, and then we'll make a decision in 2 weeks.
Fantastic. I appreciate you, Yolanda. Y'all take care. Excel, nice meeting you as well. God bless you guys.
All right. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye. Woo, what a call. That was a long call, but I'll tell you this. I've talked to a lot of people, and that call, the military / like over analytical person is probably one of the toughest people. And so the fortune is in the follow-up with those types of people. But I want you to go back, and this call is all about calling and tonality. And I want you to go back and listen to the tonality. I want you to listen to how and what was being said when things were not being said at all. Like, how did I get excited? How did I ask questions? Did I ask questions with the curiosity? I want you to go back and listen to that. And if you're not doing that, make sure you apply this stuff. Like it, love it, hate it. I don't care. Just don't do nothing. Thank you, Alyssa. What up, Colton? I see you. What up? What up? What up, Luis? I see you. I see you guys. Appreciate you. JC called Alyssa. Boom. All right, y'all. I got to run. I love you. God bless you. Stay sharp. And that's a deal right there. They will work with me. And when I get that deal, I will put it back in this comment as well as the post in the group. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Big things are happening and you don't want to miss it. God bless you. Stay sharp. And I'll see you at the top. Take care, y'all.